Hello fellow sim racers, today I'm mostly going to be talking about Pau. Now when I say Pau, I'm not talking about the 19th century American writer, the Han Solo replacement in the new Star Wars movies, or that terrifying red amorphous chap with a television for a navel. No, the Pau we're interested in is a village in the south of France that's set against the not unattractive backdrop of the Pyrenees Mountains. Pau has been hosting motorsport events for over a century now, but it's probably best known for the Pau Grand Prix, which these days is part of the Formula 3 calendar. Now that we've devoured that boring but necessary bowl of context, it's time to take a look at the mod itself. So this track has been produced for Assetto Corsa by some fine humans going by the name of the Ginot Team. I say produced because I'm pretty sure this track is a conversion, so if that sort of thing bothers you, then this track definitely isn't for you. Now that's out the way, let's talk specifics. Right off the bat, the track has to be praised for its looks. Street circuits require a hefty amount of trackside detail, and Pau has these in spades. The buildings, street furniture, racetrack ancillaries, and really specifically the trees all look great, and it's a pleasure to drive around here and just take in all of the details. But as racers, you all want to know what the track feels like to drive, and this is an interesting one. Parts of the track are quite bumpy, well, as you would expect for a street circuit. In fact, some of those bumps are pretty mountainous in nature, but what the track seems to lack is some of the finer surface details. Of course, for all I know, the real circuit may be just like that. And that all being said, I don't think that it takes away from the driving experience all too much. This is a very narrow track with big elevation changes, aggressive curbs, and pedestrian walkways on or next to the racing line, so there's plenty here to keep you busy at the wheel, and most importantly, driving the circuit to Pau is damn good fun. As far as the AI goes, it's pretty good news here. The racing line seems about right to me, and the computer controlled cars seem to lap this place at a pretty decent rate. You do get some of the usual issues from Assetto Corsa AI, like criminally slow first laps, and processional approaches to tight corners, but overall the AI seems to be on par with most other tracks in the sim. There is, however, one issue with the AI. The starts just don't work properly. As you can see from these clips, the AI just doesn't know what to do with the 4-wide grid and has a little panic. But after a second or two, it sorts itself out and everything gets underway fine. This is an annoying problem for sure, but if you can put up with the immersion interruption, it's not the end of the world. So, overall, the Pau mod is pretty decent, and it's good fun to push a car around here, and once you get past the start at least, the racing is pretty decent. So, that's enough waffle about how it feels. Let's jump on board this Prima Racing Formula 3 car for a lap of Pau. The right-hander at turn 1 is flat out in most downforce cars, and all that's left to do is straighten the car up and brake hard for turn 2. Turn 2 is called La Gare, and there is a massive bump on the apex that makes it especially tricky to get right. You try and get on the power as early as possible for the blast up the hill towards Pontosca. Brake on the right-hand side of the track and swing the car in. There's room here for 2 cars, and honestly, this is one of the better overtaking spots on the track. It would be quicker to get out and walk around the right-hand hairpin at Lycée, but getting a good exit is much more important than the entry. Casino is a fast left-hander that fulfills the regional all-street circuits must have a corner named after a casino rule, and it flows into the tricky Parc Beaumont corner, which you accelerate through before braking over a crest into the left-right chicane. Now, take as much curb as you dare here, but the walls are very close. You have to wait agonisingly long time to get back on the power here before you brake hard down into the Buisson hairpin, which is at such a gradient that you end up on 3 wheels here in a stiff Formula car. Get the car moving again and accelerate through the kinks down towards the final chicane. Again, take as much curb on the left-hand side as you dare, but too much and you'll be in the Armco. And all that's left to do now is gently guide the car down to the start-finish line, and you have completed a lap of Pau. So, that's what Pau looks like from on board a Formula 3 car. But in truth, this circuit is great fun in all sorts of different cars. Slower GT cars like the GT4s in this video, for example, are great here, as are trackday menaces like the KTM Xbow. Ultimately, Pau is a bit of a niche circuit, and it's not going to appeal to everyone. But if you do fancy pushing the limits in the tight confines of this Armco-clad French village, then take a look in the video description to find a download link for this track. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then it'd be marvellous if you could hit the thumbs up button, and if you'd like to see more of my content, then subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you for donating your precious free time by watching this silly sim racing video. It is very much appreciated. So all that's left to say is goodbye and enjoy the rest of your day.